Greetings, YouTube. You have warped your way back to the WGS Arcade. We're back with more Boob Tenshi, which is the name of the game I've been saying. It's really Time Tenshi, but you kind of get why I'm calling it boobs. On the last episode, Rose kind of, talked about her feelings about big boobs and nearly got it on with Kenji. Tenshi kind of cock-blocked Kenji on that point. So, but now we're on a trip. We're about to head back to the 1920s. Since the time window has no effect on Kenji's body. So, let's go ahead and go. Bursting with confidence as usual, hey? Alright, well, let's open the time window. Michelle typed out a few more things, putting in lines of coordinates and code before hitting one final switch, a large ball of light, emitting from the center of the time window as usual. Rose took my hand and smiled, leading me towards the time window. And just like that, we went through, and the trip through didn't feel nearly as strange as the first. Whoa, this is really weird. Where are we right now? We actually have no idea. It's just what we go through in order to get to our desired time. And it's usually the place where the... Ugh. I looked over at Rose as Rose clutched her breast, grimacing. Rose, are you... She's fine, Kenji. Don't worry. This is normal for when we go through. Oh, geez. I looked over at Kyo and my eyes nearly popped out of my head. Mine are doing the exact same thing. Damn. Kyo likes this too much. Kyo is completely fan service. Even she was talking about it in the earlier episodes. But how she likes fan service in anime, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's fan servicing this. And that's what she completely is. I watched as her chest surged forward, swelling by the second. It didn't seem to faze her at all, however, as she burst through the cup sizes in seconds. I turned to see Rose, her face scrunched up. Unlike Kyo, she seemed to let the growth get to her quite a bit as she bumped up in sizes, her boobs getting as large as her head, and then even bigger. How long does this usually last for you two? Until we get to our destination. Usually until then, we're at the mercy of our growth, essentially. I still don't quite understand how the human body can actually work like this. Don't think too hard about it, then. She smiled, patting my shoulder, her breast growing even further outwards, until finally both her and Rose's breasts had come to a stop, all mind-bogglingly large. And with that, we appeared at our destination. Whoa, this was the 20s, huh? Yep. And why is no one glaring at the two scantily clad girls and the guy not wearing a fancy suit? 'Cause they can't see us, silly. Oh, so we're not really here then? No, we are. We can still go up to people and objects and move them, break them, hurt them. But we choose not to, as doing so may alter the flow of time. And to put things plainly, really mess things up. So we don't. So we're just invisible then? Essentially, yes. We exist, but at the same time, we don't. I know that doesn't entirely make sense, but it's the line we're walking right now. Now hurry up. I want to take a look around this bar. Wait, can you guys drink while you're through the time window? Nah, that's not the reason we wanted to come here. Speakeasies were super important to Prohibition and stuff back in this era. This was one of the ones that actually stuck around. It had some pretty cool jazz playing here as well. We can actually hear it. I didn't know you liked jazz, Kyo. It's not my first choice for music, but seeing it live is always really cool. This place is packed. Well, what did you expect, Kenji? These kind of places were high in demand back in this era. We were just going back to see it with our own eyes. This was less of historical confirmation since there are pictures and such documenting its history. We just wanted to kind of experience it for ourselves. So you're a fan of bars then? No, we both enjoy these types of things. These important, but not prolific sites of human culture. Across the globe and through history, we've gone to various important places, sometimes to document their creation, sometimes just to be there, to soak it in. How far back can the time window go back anyways? As of yet, not terribly far. The farthest we've gone back is the 1600s. Any farther than that, it tends to be unstable and thus dangerous to travel through. Hush about the sciencey stuff. Let's enjoy the entertainment. Rose and I smiled at Kyo's enthusiasm and turned towards the stage, watching as the band played in earnest. People around us were dancing and singing. Some stood on tables, holding up their glasses. It all somehow still held a sense of class and grace, despite being the retro equivalent of a rave. Suddenly, I felt a pair of soft legs intertwined from behind me. At first, I thought it was Rose or even Kyo, but when I turned my head, I saw... Ew! Boy, it's Bunny! You? Yes, me. So nice to see you again, Kenji dear. How are you? And the girls? Let go of me! Oh, and why would I do that? I need you, dear. Mizuki and I both need you. So badly. I'm just imagining having Kenji's problem, all of these huge boob girls that want him. Why can't I have that in my life? Even for one! She got close to my ear and breathed on it, the hot air sending chills down my spine. I struggled, but was powerless under Bunny's strong appendages. Be a good boy and calm down while Mizuki deals with the others. Kyo, Rose, where are you? Oof. I said be quiet. Her voice suddenly got very harsh and strong, her grip getting tighter as she put her hand over my mouth. I waited there, watching as people danced around us, the jazz continuing relentlessly as people laughed and screamed and talked, and the music kept getting louder. I blacked out. I think Bunny might have drugged me with something, but I remember being barely conscious when Mizuki came back, Rose and Kyo close on her heels. I was picked up, my body limp, my eyes barely open, my mind shutting down. I felt myself being carried towards a bright light as Mizuki and Bunny shouted something I couldn't hear. It felt like my head was full of cotton. My legs were made out of lead. And before I knew it, I was being dragged back through a time window with Rose and Kyo yelling my name back behind me. Oh gosh, my head. It feels like I've been stuffed full of tissue. I tried moving my arms, but they were tied to something. A pole, probably. My legs were limp. I couldn't move them. But they weren't tied, so that was nice, I suppose. Eventually, I lifted my head, blinking my eyes, but it was useless. I couldn't see anything. The room was pitch black. There were some scarcely visible lights in the background, but I couldn't make out anything. Until a figure of a girl came walking into the room, that is, a dim light giving some illumination on who she was. It was Mizuki, wearing something I'd never seen her in before. Somehow, this got my attention and made me sit upright. She seemed to take notice of my movements and smirked. Funny, you like what you see? She pulled out some sort of sharp weapon and pointed it at me, suddenly frowning. I suggest you keep your eyes to yourself. I did as I was told, looked back down at my legs abashedly. Where am I? I muttered the words, hoping that they'd be heard, and answered. Mizuki made a small semicircle around me, facing me from the left, twirling a sharp metal object in her hands, a sword still strapped to her back. I didn't dare move in front of her. I'm afraid I cannot tell you, Kenji. This is a top-secret facility. One that even your dear old grandfather doesn't know about, but it holds a similar purpose. A few moments later, another figure walked into the room, and it didn't take me very long to figure out who it was. You look comfy. Why are you doing this? Why did you kidnap me? Oh, we have our reasons, dear. Don't you worry. Why? Is it for leverage? Are you using me as hostage against my grandfather? What are you planning? My, do you think we're just a couple of two-bit crooks and criminals? Using you for some kind of espionage plot? No, my dear Kenji. We have so much more for you in store. You'll just have to wait and see. In time. What is that supposed to mean? Wait! They both walked away, leaving me to sit there, barely any energy left in me. And on that note, guys and gals, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode, and when we come back to the arcade, hopefully we'll find out what Bunny and Mizuki have in store for Kenji. So with that being said, I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestlegamer, and I will see you at the next Warp Zone. Bye, guys!
Gotta take off the anesthetic mask.
Come on, David. Remember us. Remember yourself.
Child of the clouds, why do you